We're cooking, we're cooking, we're cooking, we're cooking with the Doomsvinces.
Hello, and welcome to Cooking with the Doomsvinces. I am Doomsvince.
And I am Doomsella.
And today, we are going to be making fajitas, spelled with a J.
Or an H, if you prefer.
First, what you need is a knife. I prefer a large knife.
I prefer a smaller knife.
For the finer arts. You get them low, I'll get them high. Thank you. We have approaches to cutting chicken. You may smash it. You may beat it up. A good way to kill it. Now, we like to buy it from the store because it's nice and quick. Some people say you should wash your chicken. Why? Lord knows. Get rid of the filth. Captain Logan has already been disposed of. I like to butterfly my chicken. Have you ever butterflied your chicken, Sarah?
I have, but I prefer to butterfly pork chops and leave the chicken in tinier pieces.
Tinier pieces. Just like we left Captain Logan!
You want to make sure they are not too thick, or it will have a hard time cooking. But if you keep them too thin, it will be like paper, and then you will not have a nice fajita to bite into.
Doomsvince is bored. Doomsvince is going to wash his hands first. Why? Because Doom is more of a principle than it is a fate for the one and only Doomsvince. The spices you will need. Smoked paprika, garlic, chili powder, powdered chilies, black pepper, salt, crushed red pepper. You may also use cayenne pepper, cumin, and of course, oregano. Not to be confused with the state of Oregon, which has been powderized and placed on my last meal in its entirety.
Once the chicken is sliced, we set it aside and start to slice up vegetables. I, of course, will need a different knife because chicken-flavored vegetables are not very appetizing.
But if you cut it first, and then you cook them, and you're using the same skillet, what does it matter?
I don't add my vegetables until after the chicken has reached a slight degree of cookedness.
We're using the same cutting board!
I'm using a different cutting board. We use the blue one for the chicken.
I don't pay attention.
Thankfully, you cloned me.
Oh.
So I have bell peppers. The green ones are fine, but the colorful ones are much better and may leave the plate looking much more appetizing, I believe. We have peppers, we have onions. I knew I shouldn't have bought the discount onions. If you turn your pepper over, cut it in from the bottom along the lines, you can peel it apart and leave the seeds intact, and then you have less to rinse out afterwards. Rinse out the seeds and then cut them into tiny slivers, similar to the chicken. It is important not to leave seeds in the peppers, otherwise your meal will become bitter.
I like bitter. That's how I've been most of my life. I was made that way. And if you cut slowly, you might keep your digits. Logan's dead. Logan's dead. Now that I am in charge, there is no more One Direction, only songs about the death of Captain Logan. We may sing them as sea shanties, or even pop music, if you enjoy that type of filth. Vince is no longer quite as accurate since he is no longer hunting Captain Logan. Very good. Sarah, do you think we should cook the vegetables or the chicken first? I believe the vegetables will take on the flavor of the chicken if we cook the chicken first, thusly making it more delicious.
I concur.
Very good. Here! Turn your skillet onto medium-high. You want it to sear to keep the juices inside. You may also cook the chicken before you cut it into slivers. Doomsvince may have thought that through ahead of time, but he didn't.
A big dash of olive oil.
Cut the tops and the bottoms off of your onions.
Parts of the Doomsvince. utensil.
You do not eat the tops and the bottoms of your onions. You do not eat the brown exterior of your onions. I like to cut it in half and then roll with the cuts as such. If you cut it this way, you have begun mincing your onion. Stop it! I told you not to mince your onion. Mincing your onion is for fools when it comes to making fajitas. You locate a blue pepper, you have located the dreaded cyan pepper. Ask Captain Logan about that. Oh, you can't, he's dead!
We are searing the chicken so that it will not kill you when we eat the fajitas. Once the chicken looks nice and is no longer pinkish, you are done cooking the chicken.
Perhaps we should have seasoned first. Oh well, moving on. Salt. Smoked paprika. You do not need a lot of smoked paprika because the smoke flavor is rather strong. You will acquire some degree of carbonation from the skillet itself and the oils used for the frying of the chicken. Crushed red pepper. How much crushed red pepper do you need? Not that much. If you are looking for exact measurements, stop whining and taste the spices yourself. Chili powder. Please pardon Doomsvince, for his eyes have become watery from the onions. And garlic, here.
Plenty of garlic unless you are a vampire.
Oregano. Again, not to be confused with the now deceased state of Oregon. And cumin. If you add too much cumin, it starts to taste like hummus.
And now we are ready for vegetables.
Doomsvince is not know where we keep utensils. Too busy destroying Captain Logan and all of his minions, and people who remind me of him, and people who used to deliver his newspaper to his parents. She said more than two, so the woman gets what she wants. Granted, she was talking about the peppers. But what do I care about specificity? Captain Logan is dead. His children work in the mines. You want to cook the onions and the peppers until they have started to take on a new color. Brown for the onions and a slight sear for the peppers. They will become softened as well. You do not want to cook them until they have lost all of their crunch, which is why you need a semi-high heat. High-medium for those who would rather use the directions on the stove. Semi simply means almost there. Pay attention! You may also use poblanos. You may also use jalapeno. You may use whatever peppers you like. It is very common to use bell peppers. I like the color green, but evidently Sarah wants the 3 colored peppers that are not green.
It's my judgment call.
And I no longer care. Who keeps throwing this at me?
You see that the vegetables have started to change color. They're no longer the bright white, bright colors that we've seen on the cutting board. They are starting to be cooked through.
A larger skillet would have been preferable. Captain Logan's comic book collection was used for kindling to start the fires at the mine.
Doomsvince,
Yes,
the meal is complete.
nearly. We cook it longer, then it becomes slightly more softened, and then it takes on more color.
If you like it less crunchy.
Precisely. I like to stand over the top of my minions. It makes them self-conscious while they work. Do you feel self-conscious yet?
I am never self-conscious.
Doomsvince needs to learn to be more menacing. I'm getting soft in my old age. Ah, tortillas. Yes. Thank you, Stager. Things that you eat with your fajitas. Tortillas. First, you take out a tortilla. You place your things in it. The peppers, the onions, the chicken. You may find rice if you like. You may find beans if you like. Those are also delicious. I've always thought it was peculiar to put rice and beans into tortillas themselves. That seems like a side dish. Why am I putting carbohydrates into my flat sandwich? Personally, I prefer guacamole. And salsa. You can also learn to make guacamole and salsa. It's very easy. I've decided to do this because I don't want to waste any more time with you. You're welcome. Wait. I'm welcome. Yes, that's correct. Very good. Salsa, you can use hot if you are not a ninny. I like these small cups because not everybody likes eating guacamole. Why? It's easy. They freeze easy. As long as it's not exposed to air for too long, it will not become brown and taste of metal. Or taste of avocados. If you have leftover guacamole, you did not eat enough guacamole. You're also welcome to use sour cream and cheese. However, due to the consistency of sour cream and guacamole being relatively similar, I do not see any reason to use both, unless you would like the contents of your fajitas to squeeze out to the other end of your tortilla.
Fajitas. Did you order the pizza?
Assuredly.
Great.
We're poisoning our neighbors with fajitas.